Welcome. Please sit down. You are, according to your resume, an unusual case, as is appropriate for many of the individuals that I interview here. This is the first interview. There will be more if you pass our criteria. This interview is being recorded, and I will be typing extensive notes regarding this interview and your answers. So do not be alarmed if I am typing extensive or even excessive notes. It is appropriate. What? I was warned about that on your resume. I understand that you are not alarmed by being on camera, but do you actually believe that you are on a television show? No, this is not being streamed. Nothing here will be public information to anyone. This is a secret organization, bureau, business. There is no way that anybody will ever see this, and that does not have clearance and authorization from the organization. No, this is a secret organization. We do not broadcast or allow any unauthorized recordings to be distributed anywhere. No, not on YouTube, not on Vimeo, nowhere. Not even if it's private. This is a secret organization. It is not. If there's a constantly live-streamed feed around you, the broadcast would stop when dealing with anything that is of a secret organization. There is no way any of this is being filmed or televised for public consumption, let alone mass consumption. Correct. Then if we have an understanding, let me ask some questions if you truly believe that. Why do you believe that you are part of a television show? And just clarify, this is a television show that is scripted, or my correction, the star of a TV show? Is it some kind of reality TV show starring you? It's just your life. So it just films every little thing that you're doing from the beginning to the end of your life? Since you were a child. What kind of show is this? Slice of life entertainment. Let me get this straight. So you aren't filming or editing any of this. This is all just being filmed without your knowledge, but you seem very aware of it. So it started off that way, being filmed secretly without your knowledge. Your entire life essentially lived on a studio without you being aware that you were being filmed. But then you found out about the show a few years ago. And how did you find out about this show, that it's being filmed around you, that apparently everyone in the world is part of this show? So you found cameras. See. So everyone in your world, would you like to explain? So, to paraphrase, to make sure I really understand what's going on, you believe that you are in an isolated event that is perfectly curated for your show with cameras everywhere since you've been a small child. And the show originally was just you doing normal day things, and then suddenly what? You figured it out? So if the show's purpose was that you weren't aware that you're in the show, now that you know you're in a television show, what? What do you mean they got bored? The viewers got bored? The script writers got bored? Who got bored? So everyone involved, the audience, the viewers, the writers, the director, they all, after you broke through their mystery, saw through the facade that you were living, they got bored and decided you needed a twist or some kind of gripping entertainment. So you went into the military. Why would you do that? As an experiment. As an experiment for you or an experiment for the writers? I see. Then what? Aliens. Okay. Which ones? Those aren't real aliens. I mean, those aren't real. I understand your entire life is part of a television show, so everything in your life is real is a relative term, but those aliens don't exist. Okay, so they created aliens to increase the ratings. They had an arc where you were abducted. Then another season with an arc where you became a professional surfer. From military to aliens to surfing. So you're telling me that they literally had you jump a shark. And this what helped their ratings somehow? So that's why you believe that they want you to join a secret organization to fuse the plot lines together with some semblance of meaning. The military, aliens, surfing, secret agent. I see. Especially one of a bureau and organization that does not exist and deals with otherworldly things. Because how else could you combine those separate seasons and plot lines? They had nothing to do with each other. If, and that is a big if, what you are saying is correct. It seems like you finding the key, or the secret of being recorded, has caused the writers to panic, and the team and committee of writers can't decide which direction to have you in. Thus, let's combine them all together. Surfer, military, secret agent. Makes as much sense as anything on television these days. Is that what you're saying? Blend the plot lines together, and that's why your life makes no sense, and that's why you're here interviewing with us today. Is that what you're saying? That is, under the circumstances, of course, that what you are saying is true and accurate, and that you are the star of a ongoing television of your life. Yet, nothing in here is being recorded. If it was, it would only be for our purposes. It would not be viewable anywhere else. For many reasons. Primarily because we are a secret organization. Secret organization filming and disclosing in our interview process would be extremely unorthodox and rather unprofessional and not helpful in keeping us, that key word here being secret. Another reason is, in your words, why would anyone watch an interview of someone who thinks that they're the star of a television show being interviewed? Why watch an interview? Do you actually believe that people would watch an interview just for entertaining banter and comedic value of an extraordinary circumstances of what some people would believe is a stressful situation being comically or comedically diffused by having the interviewer grow further and further frustrated from the unusual circumstances that the candidate provides answers that don't normally make sense, but would make sense, of course, for a secret organization? That there would be meta commentary upon the impact of interviews in modern society, as well as just the humor of a unusual situation being done slowly or carefully or weirdly. The unusual circumstances of trying to converse with someone that believes they're in a television show, while I believe I am interviewing from a secret organization perspective. Because we're both operating on these as fact and truth. You think people might be entertained or even relaxed by that? Listening to an interview drone on? Is that what people watch these days? So in that case, let me get on with the questions. Why did you apply for this position? And how did the writers want you to apply for this position and let you know? So knowing that, then why do you want to work for this company, just doing what someone is directing you or writing for you to do? But don't you feel that you can change the plot, that you have a voice and direction that you can take, that you don't have to just follow where the script goes? It sounds like you're using the director or the writers as an excuse for your own decisions. What are your career aspirations? That definitely sounds like you're having some kind of quarter-life or midlife crisis and are using the belief that you're in a television show as some method for rationalizing the decisions that you have made and the direction that your life has achieved. It's almost like you're trying to rationalize to figure out how life has led you here. It sounds like you've developed possibly some psychosis as a way of giving yourself freedom to not have to make decisions, or have the decisions that you do make have some form of greater purpose or audience behind what you do, that your life, just by the purposes of living, matters because there are people watching and waiting and enjoying and commenting and figuring out what you are going to do next. Is that what your reality seems like? So are you comfortable with travel? Well, do you have a valid license, and if needed for international work, do you have a valid passport, or would you need time to get a passport prior to this position? Do you have any problems with shift work, especially odd shifts, graveyard shifts, changes to shift schedule, and working overtime. So this supposed live stream is 24 hours, constantly streamed, except in the case of this secret organization interview. Am I understanding that? Do you think that you're just paranoid of being constantly observed? What is your best skills or strengths? Okay, so I can tell from your resume you have insurance sales experience, as well as the military experience, and being able to surf, expert surfer. And of course, you're the star of the show. Why is being the star of a show a great skill or strength? Right. What is your greatest weakness? Let me get this straight. You have a fear of water. And yet you are a professional, trained, and expert surfer. Fear of water, surfer. The writers didn't feel that there was any continuity issues regarding these. Is to show your bravery. Because how can you be so brave and courageous if you're not overcoming your fears and facing them head on? Okay. What is your greatest professional triumph or achievement? Let me understand this right. Finding the meaning of life and the truth about reality, and that the show revolves all around you, is your greatest professional triumph. Okay, can you tell me a story about how luck played a role in your life? So you don't believe luck is a thing. I see. So if your entire life and all events are scripted and pre-planned and directed and are according to a purpose, can you tell me about an episode or a time on your show when the writers wrote in to make it appear that luck was a defining factor or an explanation for the events that the writers predicted? So then what is your secret superpower or guru skill? What? So you believe that you can't die? That you're immortal? Medics are on standby. So you think that you are immortal and can't die because the show would die with you in that case? Are you not familiar with any of the many TV shows where they have an epic finale of the main character dying? I mean, wouldn't that be the only appropriate way for your show to end, is with your death? When ratings are really low and they suddenly realize, you know what, we're not getting the audience we're looking for. Let's hype up and get things ready for a very epic climax and have you die. Have you not thought about that already? So tell me about a time when you failed and how you handled it. So you're saying the writers actually made an episode like that and wrote that into a script and had everyone else around you making you believe that? I feel like you should be having a talk with your writers, not us. That is just an unfortunate turn of events. I understand that you wouldn't see that on any other show, but I think there is a reason why you wouldn't want to show that. That could be traumatizing and make you seek out some kind of higher power or belief in a God, in the God, and creator of the universe. And that grasping for some meaning when you have to go through something like that. Possibly a belief in a grand director writing out everything that happens to you. How do you manage being in a high-paced, under-pressure situation? Trust the direction of the writers. Right. Of course. Tell me about a time when you successfully persuaded and motivated someone to see it your way. Right, you were the top salesperson in insurance. Can't forget that. Really not the most important part of your life from what I am seeing here. What is your favorite year you have been alive? Why? What is something that you always forget exists? I am sure it is helpful to forget about the cameras so that you aren't making eye contact with them and purposefully breaking the fourth wall. You wouldn't want to do that to your viewers and break the audience to actor realism that they're expecting. But the audience now knows you know that they're there, that the cameras are there. Doesn't just knowing that break the illusion, break the meta, the narrative that's going on? Isn't it better then to have possibly conversations and change the format of how the show works, with possibly a room designated for you to talk directly to the camera and express what you're feeling? Do you think that would not be an interesting format for the show to take and a new direction to grab hold of the viewers? I see you feel that it is played out and overdone by a few of your favorite sitcoms. I see. So you wouldn't want it to be at all an homage or reference to that. You're looking for something really original. Like a secret agent surfer trying to solve mysteries of the paranormal. You're sure that's never been done before? I think you should just double check your awareness of media. What is under your bed? Interesting. Why do you think they would have cameras there? So do you have any allergies? Any allergies at all? Do you like animals? I can understand that. Acting with animals can be very unexpected and very improvisational. What is your favorite animal? Rats, really. They can be very well trained. What is your favorite oxymoron? Interesting. Reality television. Do you see the irony with that being your favorite oxymoron and you being the star of a television show that's being live streamed around you 24/7? Have you thought at all about... Have you ever thought about or wished that you would fall asleep and not wake up? If you could start your career over again, knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently? Why? So then why would you think that would improve ratings for the show? Would you disobey a direct order? What about one that puts you or others in danger? How do you deal with conflicting instructions, procedures, or direct orders? Can you pass a background check, both federal and state? Can you pass a drug test? We do regularly random drug screening at a federal level. That does include marijuana. Can you pass a physical and psychiatric test? They are similar to military requirements. Can you use a forklift? Do you have any tattoos or piercings that you would not be willing to have removed? Do you have any concerns with any of the following? Arachnophobia, heights, enclosed spaces, bright lights, being in total darkness, strobing light effects, loud noises. Do you have any forms of motion sicknesses? Do you have any concerns of being frozen or placed in a cryostasis chamber? Do you have any concerns regarding avian-type creatures? Right. Do you have any concerns with things that you do not think exist? Do you have any concerns with being lost in time and space? Do you have any issues with space travel? Any issues regarding dimensional disorders of paranormal abnormalities and temporal continuity collisions of an echoing oblivion that distorts cognitive cohesion of events? Do you have any questions for me? No. Yes. That is classified. That is confidential. That is also classified. I believe ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be whispered content for it to be ASMR, but that is the norm. The community truly started off as the whisper community, looking for whispered and soft-spoken content and material. People just talking in a soft-spoken voice. Well, what does that have to do with anything? No, I don't think meta-aware content is trending, or that most people brands of humor and interesting entertainment is part of the meta-awareness of acknowledging that you're in a television show and then referencing that you're in a television show. I feel that as a humor or entertainment value, it has been rather played out and overdone in the past to the point of the joke kind of going on too long. No, not everyone likes whispered things, so an audio role play format or a podcast to help generate that response, or as you put it, a tingle could be of value. No, not everyone is going to enjoy this content or episode, but this isn't an episode. And if it is, it won't be aired because this is a secret organization, bureau, business. So I don't think it will hurt your ratings any more than you selling insurance did. Any other questions? The answer to that is classified. I cannot answer any more of your questions due to the answers either creating possible plot holes or revealing secrets and spoilers for the ending of the season that the writers have so carefully crafted for you. So just keep trusting your writers. I'm sure any and all questions that you have will be answered in a future episode. Thank you for your time. If you don't mind, please subscribe and leave a comment and like with the front desk. And after doing that, don't forget to hit the bell on your way out of the building. Don't worry about hearing back from us. If you are accepted for this position, we will find you and bring you in. If you're not accepted, well, do not worry. You will not have any memory of this location, position, or interview. This episode will then be counted as lost footage in the archives, especially in regards to the writing team. What? Excuse me, that is rather presumptuous. How are you so sure that you will be brought back for a second interview? Pardon me? Because the alternative would be boring. Boring? You think that not getting the job would be the boring option? No, the interview is over, but I am taking some notes and I want you to explain. What do you mean by boring? I see. So you think that after going through the process of the interview, of course you will be hired because it would be boring for us to interview and not have you get the job. What if the point is a tragic narrative of the failure, of you not getting the job, you not getting everything you want or think you deserve, because it would be dangerous and you would be unsuited for the position, and it would be wildly irresponsible for us to put someone like you in that position. What if the point is that you think of what if you get this job as you return to your mundane life as a expert professional surfer, with thoughts and dreams like Walter Mitty, believing that you're doing incredible things while stuck in the real world. Your real world being a television show that you are the star of. Wouldn't that narratively be compelling? To have the extraordinary juxtaposed with the ordinary and having you cope with that? Or would it be more boring that could be thrilling, interesting, fascinating, even if done correctly? This could just be the next step in a long life of mundane things, mundanity, knowing that you did not meet the requisite parameters and strict criteria for this position, knowing that even with your arc joining the military, it's not enough to perform safely for this secret organization. Would that be boring? Or is it more boring for you to be handed this position for no good reason? A man who may or may not be possibly dealing with a very traumatic event and has created delusional, exceptional reality, believing they are a part of a reality television show. That by us just letting you, this person, get this position, that they are not only putting themselves but everyone else in the world in danger. All because possibly we think this individual believed it would be less boring? Is it more boring if you get the job and the next episode is immediately killed and the show is immediately terminated and canceled? Is that thrilling? A sudden twist in the narrative? Oh, you didn't expect that. Killing the main character's show in the second episode? Is that more boring? Or is it playing with a meta-narrative that you thought you were the star of the show and really you're just a minor side character? What do you think? Which is the more thrilling answer if you were writing a show? Which would be more boring? Getting the job or not getting the job? As I said, leave a comment with the front desk and make sure to hit the bell on your way out. Thank you for your time. Have a good day and sleep well.